This is Coach D Magic here from First Down DBs, and I appreciate you guys for watching this video and then just your overall support. Um, it's time to get better. It's time for the season to start. August is here, so a lot of you guys are already in training camp. A lot of you guys have games at the end of the month, so it's time to sharpen that football IQ. And I would love to help you guys in any way possible. So please email me. I'll put my email down. Email me with just any questions you may have about anything, because it warms my heart and it makes me a better coach when the advice I give works. Or if you have a problem that I haven't really seen before, it makes me kind of dig into my tool belt to help you guys. So I'll put my email in the description. But we're going to watch Baylor's defense. So Baylor's head coach is Dave Aranda. I played under Dave Aranda my freshman year of college, so I know what he likes to do with his quarters coverage. So a lot of split coverages, and that's the way you deal with a lot of RPO. Is have split coverages. So one side is playing man on the RPO side, and the other side is reading the run. So you're going to see a lot of that here. I'll try to identify the coverage before I start talking. And if I don't know, we'll try to figure it out. All right. So we have trips 3x1 here. And what I'm looking for, all right, so right off the bat, we're going to get a blitzer here. So if someone's blitzing, in most defenses, someone's going to replace the blitz. So it's going to be this safety. So when he blitzes and you replace, get to where he left from. So he's going to get to that level. And then if it is a pass, let's say it's an RPO or something. If it is a pass, expect something quick in that direction because offenses are taught to throw hot. So throw into the blitz. So if he leaves this space, we want to throw something here so that we can occupy that space, and that'll stop guys from blitzing. So you want to be on a string as he's blitzing or as he's walking. You want to be walking. So he does a good job of replacing. Now his thought process here. So as he's blitzing, number 3 dives in. So number 3 tries to crack. All right, number 3 is blocking here. So we want to replace the crack blitz. So we want to be here. All right, we want to get here. So don't spend too much time just kind of floating in space. As you're reading the block down, as you're seeing run action, that's run. So get down there, and you want to get to the line of scrimmage as soon as possible because you never know. The ball bounces. All right, so if we're looking at him, he's going to spill. Spill means you're going to go inside of this puller. Inside of the puller bounces the ball out. So you see how the running back is 5 yards from the line of scrimmage? That's what we want. We want to delay this. So spill means you go inside. If he were to contain, he probably would go here. The guard or the puller will probably kick him out. And you see that if he were to play this here, if he were to go here and he gets kicked out, we get a block here, then there's a crease here. Now you're one-on-one in space. So the little things matter. Spill, bounce it. We're doing a good job of getting downhill. We want to try to leverage this. So we want to try to leverage this. We want to aim to have our helmet on the outside here. Because if we can force him back in, so the cool thing is the spiller is going to force it out. We would force it in, and then it would be forced into this guy who's going to take his head off. But we do a good job of making him redirect. You see how we're aiming for the outside hip? So as he jukes, we still aim for that outside hip. We do a good job of getting our hat on him, stretching this out even more. Guys, they're still 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. We make contact with them 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. He does a good job of doing his job. So, again, we get a spill inside to outside. Then we want to leverage this outside to inside. And then we want to leverage this outside to inside. So that's how it all works together. All pieces in the puzzle. Stretches it out. aims for the outside. See the running back running away from him to try to get the outside, forces the play to delay even longer. Meanwhile, we're getting off this block outside leverage. We're getting off this block outside leverage. And this is just great team defense. All right, so I'm just going to show you the next play. I'm not really going to edit these. These just take so long to edit. We're just going to talk ball, and hopefully my screen doesn't show too much. So what do we get here? All right, this is a good so we get trips to the boundary. And one thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is this DB's leverage. Notice how he's outside leverage. When a number one receiver is this tight to the hash, be outside leverage. Expect an outside breaking route. Help yourself out there. If he runs inside, we have a safety who's free, and he's going to drive the curl, drive the slant, drive the dig. We will just replace over the top for the post. And then we're going to be man-to-man here. And then we're going to, let's see what they do here. This is cool. So they're going to run triangle defense. So when we were at Hawaii, when we ran this defense, a lot of times we would triangle things. So triangle is going to involve here, here, and here. Low inside, low outside, and then over the top. And then you're just going to man number one. Most defenses, when you get trips, they're just going to man number one. It just makes things easier, and then you can play a lot of match or combo coverages on guys, especially when they have a tight split. So sometimes you'll have a mandatory call based on the tight split. So if they're close, we're automatic triangle. If they're 5 yards apart, we're going to play regular quarters. But this is trips to the boundary, so it's easy for us to triangle this. And as you notice, he's going to turn. He has low inside, then he has low outside, and then the safety's going to play over the top there. And then let's take a look at this safety. So you don't have any threats, right? So your body is going to help out number one. If they run pass, somebody's going to come across the field here to where you are. So the over route's going to come to you. If they run some type of dig, it's going to come to you. If they run some type of post to the middle of the field, you're going to be right there. So you just have a flat foot read. He gets a pass read. All right, so look at the end or the tackle, pass read. So he does what he's supposed to do, stay where you are. There's really nothing for you to do here. Don't get a tremendous amount of depth unless we just cannot cover this guy, which at that point, you should just give a cover two call. Everyone calls it something different. I think we either called it nail. I think it was nail. Where this was cover two. So he's super aggressive outside leverage, playing cover two technique, and then you get over the top. But unless you have a stud, you don't need to do that. He can just play that from outside leverage and use your body position. So we're just hanging out. Pass read, we're hanging out. See the quarterback's in trouble, or the quarterback is trying to scramble. Yeah, so this is just a quarterback scramble. This isn't even a pass. So he does a good job of walking out, notices the scramble, and then triggering down to where his gap is. Your gap is not in here. Your gap is not over there. So no matter what is going on, get to your responsibility, which is literally straight down. So he should be running in a straight line where this arrow is. That's the beauty of quarters is if you have your angles right, it's so easy for a safety. So run in a straight line. Runs in a straight line, breaks down, closes space. He's outside leverage, and look, tackle for loss. So just doing your job is how you make plays, guys. Don't go look for plays. If the quarterback were to scramble that way, we would still close here and then redirect once we know for sure. But the quarterback being in the middle, looking like he's going to scramble through the middle, undisciplined safety would be running here thinking we need your help. No, he does what he's supposed to do, and the play just happens to come his way. Close space, breakdown, step replace, good wrap. So let's take a look at what happens on this play. All right, we get an interception, and I think this is two-man here. I think this is two-man. Two-man meaning you're going to be inside trail, inside trail, inside trail, and then you're going to have two safeties over the top. I know it's some type of aggressive man. It's hard to tell with these defenses, but um, I'm thinking it's some type of inside, some type of two-man concept because even the linebacker is going to be inside trail on the tight end here with one over the top, trail over the top. He's in a soft scooch technique, so you can still play two-man like this. Soft scooch, you would break on anything quick. So if he runs a slant, you break on it. Anything quick, curl, you're jumping it right away because you have safety help over the top. Corner does a good job of staying patient. It's third down. Sees the hip turnover and immediately jumps that, gets in front, takes a charge actually. So good position here. We get one on the ground, two on the ground, three on the ground. When you get three receivers on the ground, that is great defense. And you can be aggressive at the top of the route in college. It's not the NFL. You can get hands on all the way until now. So let's just count. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000. So you had 7 seconds to be as aggressive as you wanted in this coverage. Good job getting in front down here, inside trail, not letting him cross your face. So take away the inside. Don't let him cross your face. Boom, tries to cross his face. He's meeting us here. Here, don't let him get inside. We're going to roll with that inside hip, actually putting our hands on that hip, forcing him to the ground. Just good coverage all around. We get up here, get our eyes on our guy because it is a scramble situation. Stay on your man. Takes a shot, we make a play. Again, we're not chasing interceptions. We do our job. We stay by our man. He throws it to our man, and now we have an opportunity. All right, let's take a look at this play here. All right, so the coaching point for this one is as a safety. Whenever you're in quarters or whenever you're backside and you don't have any threats, you want to be alert for number 3. So if you look, we have tight end, receiver, receiver, receiver. So he's not eligible for a route because he's covered. So there's no, like, he's a designated blocker. So they'll do this just to test your football knowledge, to see if you understand he's covered. So the only eligible receivers right now are 1, 2, and 3. I could be wrong, but to my understanding, that's the rule. So your eyes need to be on number 3 because there's always, if they have like a spread out trips like this, or even if it's just, it doesn't have to be spread out. Like, I'm just telling you that as a backside safety in quarters, expect the over route, expect the bender, expect that they're going to test the middle of the field. They're not going to keep all these guys from the hash here. Somebody's going to threaten the middle of the field. All right, so if we have good eyes, we'll be able to help there. So gets past our slot defender, and we're right there to have his back on the over route. I'm telling you, happens every time. And just look at how difficult these offenses are. They're going to give you a pulling guard, fake run into a pass, which is why you got to have your eyes on your keys. So you should be flat-footed, flat foot read. You shouldn't be backing up because there's no passing threats. So be ready to trigger downhill. All right, flat foot read, boom. He pulls it. Get your eyes to 3 right away. Help out. Watch it from here. Get all this window dressing. I would say I would like him to be in a better football stance. I feel like we're a little high here, but ready to sugar downhill. Pass. Get your eyes to 3. Good play by the corner backside. I didn't even. So let's see. Go with the motor inch. Goes inside. I think we try to reach a little bit, try to move your feet, but we stay tight. Good job staying tight. Inside releases, anticipate inside breaking routes, staying tight. Let's see. Oh, we already had that play. All right, last play here. Last play here. See what we got. All right, so Baylor plays very good complementary defense, but I want you to focus on this guy. This is actually Jalen Petrie. He played their nickel star position, which is a very important position in today's game. So just as a little piece of advice, if you want to make yourself valuable, if you want to get on the field, if you want to show scouts that you're an overall DB, you need to play the nickel, or at least learn the nickel, because that is honestly one of the most important positions on in the secondary. Of course, you need a lockdown corner, but you also need a guy who can play slots man to man, play tight ends man to man, play the run, be physical, tough enough, disciplined enough to play the run. So right now, when you're on the edge as a nickel and you have a tight end, that's pretty much your man. That's number 2. So if number 2 releases out, that's your man. If number 2 releases up, we want to get hands on him, and then you're probably going to pass that off to your safety here. But your key is the tight end here, all right? So we actually get out leveraged here because we have poor eye discipline. So watch. If we're watching that tight end, if we're only watching that tight end, when he steps out, we should be stepping out. But as he's stepping out, we're looking in. So when we're looking in, we don't know what's about to happen. We see a running back possibly getting the ball, and then we see a possible reverse. There's a lot going on here, and that's what they do. They rely on your They rely on you not having your eyes where they're supposed to be. They're going to give you everything you want to see. So by the time you notice who has the ball, look at the tight end. He's got us out leveraged. He has got us out leveraged, and that happens so quick, fellas. Look how quick this happened. Boom. Like less than a second, we're already out leveraged. It happens that quickly. So, bad eyes. At this point, I would say if I was, because you drill this too, but I would say we need to be fighting to get our helmet on this side of the block. If we can push him back, then we can stretch this out because we need to be able to force this inside to our linebacker who's filling. But we do a good job of at least making the running back think we have a chance to make a play. So he stutters, but we don't do our job. We don't contain. All right. So we don't contain, but this is why it's good complementary defense because look at how the linebacker flows over the top. So he's expecting you to force it in, but they're on scholarship too. We make mistakes. So he goes from expecting it to be forced in to scraping over the top and then making a tackle for a minimal gain. All right, so although it's not perfect here by the nickel, just being aggressive can make up for a lot of technical errors, to be honest. And then notice these two guys. This is why safeties have to, even though you're playing split coverages, you still have to be on the same page. You got to know what's going on. So you don't just be locked in on your keys, all right? So number 22, again, pad level, I would like for him to be lower. Because you see how when the play starts, we have to get low. All right. Every millisecond matters. Start low, stay low. All right. So he's giving a call. They're probably playing. Maybe it's called hammer. Maybe it's called hammer. I forget. But there's two distinct calls. If number one's attached, you call something. If number two's detached, then you call something. So if number two's attached, you call something. If number two's detached, you call something. So right now, he's probably telling him, hey, you got him by yourself. I'm going to play hammer or nail, meaning that I'm going to take this guy. But notice the motion. You see how he's pointing to the other way? He's pointing, hey, bump, 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 bump. But he's looking the other way. He's looking here. He's trying to communicate here. And that's why communication is so key. Just this moment of non-communication can have huge consequence, all right? So make sure we have low pad level. Make sure we're communicating effectively. He's telling you to bump over. He replaces to the middle of the field. And then look, we stay in the middle field, number 22. So by the time we realize what's going on, we're still backing up. Like the ball's been given. He has the ball now. We're still in back pedal, back pedal, back pedal, back pedal, back pedal. It's not until the play is pretty much made that we react to it, all right? And then even if you're looking at number one like he is here, all right, because we don't have our eyes in the right place, we actually don't know what's going on here. So that's why communication is, as important as technique, as important as strength, as important as speed, as important as IQ when it comes to being a good player in the secondary and having an overall good secondary. I would say eye discipline, communication, effort, and technique are the big four to being the best DB and you can be, and to being the best secondary that you guys can be. So that's it for the Baylor review. I appreciate you guys for tuning in again. I'm going to put my email in the chat box because I want to be able to help you guys this season and give you, any type of advice. Instagram is more for, quick messaging, but I'm on my laptop a lot, so I'll be able to get back to you guys on a more personal note there. So, good luck with your seasons. Keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding, and I'll be putting more content out there for you guys.